Please subscribe to the channel, as only 11.6% of you are subscribed to the channel. Okay, thank you, goodbye.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, Platinum Bricks 95, and we're back again with our first LEGO Marvel review of 2023. Firstly, as per usual, I obviously want to give a big shout out to all of you guys that have been supporting the channel, all of the new subs to the channel, everyone commenting on my videos. A big shout out to all of you. Thank you so much, and thanks for coming on this journey with me. I really do appreciate it. So guys, today's video, all I can say before we even get into talking about the LEGO set in question is I'm super happy and super excited to be back reviewing LEGO Marvel sets, and not just LEGO Marvel sets, new LEGO Marvel sets from 2023. I am so stoked. So stoked. So, the set in question. What set are we going to be talking about today? Well, you probably tell by title, thumbnail, and the box that I've got right here. So, today, the first LEGO Marvel review of 2023 of the new sets from 2023 is obviously a Spider-Man set, and it is set number 76244, Miles Morales versus Morbius. So just quickly, before we do get into the actual review, I do just want to say this is obviously not based on any MCU movies. It's not based on that god-awful Morbius movie. It is just, in fact, a LEGO Spider-Man set, which is fine by me. But anyway, you'll see what I think about it when we get into the review. But it retails for 20 Great British pounds. I imagine that's $22, $23 in the USA. And yeah, for a £20 set, it's not terrible. But I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to sit here waffling, even though I've already done that. Without further ado, let's get right into reviewing the first LEGO Marvel set of 2023. Let's get right into it, starting with the minifigures. Let's go! Alright then guys, well here are the minifigures in question. Now obviously this LEGO set is in fact called Miles Morales versus Morbius, so you wouldn't expect there to be any other minifigures. However, we're going to start by taking a look at Miles Morales. Now straight away I will say, I'm not like super stoked about this minifigure. We've had plenty of Miles Moraleses in the past. I mean, they've never really stood out to me, which is crazy because this whole LEGO set as a whole, if I was 10 or 11 or something, the colour scheme is perfect for me at that age. I loved everything black and red, and I do think Miles Morales in general does look like a very, very cool minifigure. However, I will be completely honest and say it is a very lackluster minifigure. Like, I'm assuming, and I'm basing this off an entire guess, right, that this is a new Miles Morales. Like, the suit's probably new, they probably have added new details here, there, and everywhere. But for me, it just looks the same as all the other Miles Moraleses. Now, obviously, it's difficult to make it unique when his suit is so, well, it's so one way, his suit, like it doesn't change, so it is just black and red. And I do really like the way it looks, but it's just, I don't get excited over these sort of minifigures anymore. And just like Spider-Man, I just don't get that excited. I just think that they are constantly the same thing. But in fairness, not a terrible minifigure. Nice torso, nice back printing, no leg printing, and I do like the fact he's got red gloves. I don't know if that's accurate to his character, or if the older older Miles Morales minifigures actually had black gloves. But for me, it's not a dreadful minifigure, but nothing to write home about. Alright then guys, well, on to the second and final minifigure from this LEGO set. It is of course Morbius, and straight away it's just a brilliant minifigure, isn't it? Now I really like this. I've not seen this done before, or maybe I have, but it just didn't stick in my mind. But I absolutely love these sort of small potion builds. I actually think they work very well, and I am a huge fan of them. I will just unequip them from him so we can get a closer look at this gorgeous minifigure. Now, I didn't realise until I actually got the minifigure about that blueprinting on his torso. You can see there, it's not faded. You should be seeing that on the camera. And I really love that attention to detail. However, we'll start from the top and work our way down. straight away, I love this hairpiece. Now, obviously, this Morbius minifigure is obviously not Jared Leto's terrible Morbius.
This is a mistake.
This is more based off the comics, and he does look much more like a traditional vampire. Now, straight away, his hairpiece is amazing. I have seen it used before, but at the same time, I do just absolutely love his hairpiece. It does work very well. Now, obviously, Miles Morales does not have a dual molded head. However, Morbius does. I've gone for the more conservative look, if I'm being honest with you. But obviously his other head is much more angry. But I do just want to quickly take a look at the detailing on his head. Like, they have not scrimped. And I've got to be honest, I am a huge fan of the fact that his head is so detailed on both sides as well. I do actually prefer this face, but I thought I'd set the more reserved one for the review, really. However, I absolutely love the detail. My only complaint about the head is he's got a lovely goatee there. When you turn it round, it kind of doesn't look like a goatee to me. That's the only complaint. Now, onto the torso. I will just put his hairpiece back on if I can find it. There it is. Hang on we go. There we go. Now, onto his torso. On the back and on the front, the blue printing is such a good level of detail. Like, I didn't realise this till I actually got the minifigure that it had the blue detailing. You can somewhat see it on the box here, but I didn't pay any attention to it. And I just think that it really, really works really well with this Morbius minifigure. And I am a huge fan of this Morbius figure. Again, the whole set is perfect for 10 to 12-year-old me. Black and red is perfect. I got to be honest, I absolutely love it. But yeah, obviously a bit lackluster on the legs for both of them, but you're expecting that with the £20 Marvel set. And I've got to be honest, I absolutely love this minifigure. It is the main reason that I bought this Lego set. Also, just on a side note, as some side accessories to tie in with Morbius theme and Morbius being a vampire, you do actually get 2 small bats, and I do love these, even though they are the bats that were introduced in the Harry Potter wave back in like the early 2000s, I think. But they work very well, and I am a huge fan of the fact that I did get some bat accessories. So then, guys, those were the minifigures. Nothing crazy, nothing too much to write home about. I obviously love this Morbius minifigure, and I do think this Miles Morales is a bit lackluster, but it is what it is. For a £20 set, I'm not going to complain. Anyway, enough on the minifigures. Let's get right into the meat and potatoes of this Lego set with the build. Alright then, guys, well, let's get on to the main and only part of this set that is a build. The car, Miles Morales' car, which is always quite funny to me when people that can fly and swing around the city can need a car. And also, he's a teenager. How does he afford a car? Where does he get the insurance from? Anyway, I'm reading way too much into it. This is the car that comes with the set. Now, straight away, I want to say, aesthetically, I actually really do like the way it looks. Again, black and red is perfect colour for me. I do love this colour scheme. I think it works very well. And it is a very chunky car, so I will say that. And it feels very sturdy and durable. I love the use of red. I feel like they've blended it together very well. I would have preferred these to be black, but it is what it is. I'm not going to complain at it because I don't think it's terrible overall. So, onto the features. Right, well, one of the features is that these things break off like you wouldn't believe. Like, the whole car is sturdy apart from these two parts, which just break off all the time. But, you know, that's always going to happen. In terms of play features, you can just pop the top off there and obviously fit Miles Morales in there or another minifigure if you want to. I do think, in fact, if I just put that back on there, I do think, in fact, this does move a little bit, so you can have it at an angle that you're comfortable with. You know, it does have, you can have it like that if you want to, you can have it up like that. Not too much maneuverability, but I guess it is what it is. And you do obviously have the stud shooters here. Now, the cool thing on the back, I do actually really like this. Obviously, this is meant to signify that he's using a boost and a turbo or something. But I actually like it when it's really up as well, because it kind of looks like a shark fin to me. And I do like that. However, what it does mean, you can put this down here and have it down there, which I actually really like the way it looks there. However, it does mean that's down all the time. However, I just talked you through pretty much everything this car does. And for 20 quid, basically I paid £20 for an okay car and a Morbius minifigure. That's what I'm coming to the conclusion of. Now, straight away, no stickers. That is a printed piece, and I've got to give them credit where it's due. However, as you can see, it basically is what it says on the tin. It is just a car. There is nothing fancy to it. There is no sort of cheap thrills or tricks or anything. It is just a car. You are basically paying for the car and 2 minifigures. When you actually think about it like that and see that they're charging 20 quid, it's a bit problematic for me, but we will save all that for the sort of outro and the pros and cons. But in general, I absolutely love the way it looks. I've got to be honest. I think aesthetically, they really have nailed it, and they have made quite a fun Lego set for sort of 20 quid. All right then, guys. Well, there you have it. That was my closer look and sort of review, if you like, of this Lego set. I thought it'd be a good idea to come back with a bit of a smaller one, rather than trying to jump into the bigger sets that obviously will be reviewed on the channel. Don't worry about that. However, I thought it would be good, like I said, to come back with this Lego set. So yeah, guys, you've seen the build, you've seen the minifigures, you've seen everything that this build has to offer. And again, it is a £20 in the UK, so I imagine $25 in the US. That's how much this Lego set does cost. Anyway, enough of that. We're going to get right into my pros and cons and rating out of 10. Let's go! All right then, guys. Well, that was my review and closer look at this Lego Marvel set, which I've probably already said by this point, but you know me, I like to repeat myself. However, we will obviously now get into the pros and cons and rating out of 10. So today I thought I'd actually start with the positives, which makes a change because normally I like to be quite negative first and then give the positives. However, today I figured we'd do the positive stuff first. Number one, aesthetically, it's a beautiful Lego set. Okay, it just is. Like, maybe some people don't like black and red, but for me it really is a colour variation that works really well. So aesthetically, I've got to give it credit where credit's due and say that is a beautiful looking Lego set. Number two, the second positive is obviously, and I think a lot of you will agree with me when I say this, the Morbius minifigure. Like, the Morbius minifigure is brilliant. We all like it, we all love it, we all love the way it looks. We're all so glad that it's not based on Jared Leto. Let's be honest, that movie was dreadful. Have another clip.
I've done things, Milo.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that movie, the clips that I've put in throughout this video should tell you everything you need to know. It's dreadful. Don't go and watch it. But the minifigure that they have provided, more based on the comic book counterpart of Morbius, is brilliant. And I've got to give it credit where it's due and say that it really is a brilliant minifigure. And I think a lot of people will just buy this Lego set for the Morbius minifigure. So guys, the third and final positive is actually something that if you've never seen a review on this channel before, you don't know what I'm going to say. But if you have seen a review on this channel before, I've got a sneaky suspicion you know what I'm about to say. And that is, it is very structurally sound for a Lego build. Now, you do have to factor in that these two bits do break off. On the back, they will break off quite a lot. However, the rest of it's fine. It will not break, and if it is just those two small parts that fall off, that is fine by me. It doesn't have to be the most structurally sound thing if it's just those two things, because the rest of it is absolutely indestructible, and I love that. So guys, that was the positives. On to downer times, on to the negatives. Now, step number one is the Miles Morales minifigure. Whilst maybe a new minifigure, I'm not entirely sure. I do just want to say it's very boring, okay? We've had him before, we've had him a lot of times, and it's a bit like Spiderman, you know? It just gets rehash, just like Iron Man. However, Iron Man has so much more going for him when it comes to minifigures, that this Miles Morales minifigure, for me at least, is a bit of a letdown. Number two, the second negative, is the play features. Literally, if you're buying this for your kid or you're buying it for yourself, you are just getting a car with two stud shooters. And I mean, everything comes with stud shooters now, so I don't think that's a really good play feature, and I don't think, in fact, it is really relevant, to be honest, because like I said, every build, not just every build in Lego Marvel, I'm talking every build in everything other than maybe Creator and City, tends to have stud shooters now. and it's just not a play feature that I can advocate. There's no maneuverability apart from the back wing, and that is it. They are the only play features. You are literally just paying for a car. Now, obviously, if that's what you want, that's what you're getting. Brilliant. But that is it. Okay, guys. Well, the third and final negative. I know I've been droning on about these a little bit, but I've got to be honest, I'm so happy to be back reviewing Lego Marvel. I've got a lot to say about it. However, the third negative is a big one for me. I don't think this is worth £20. I don't. I think it should be 18. Because I've seen sets go for 18. I would pay 18 for it. I did pay 20, obviously, but £20 is too much money. So yeah, guys, £20 for me seems a bit extortionate. I would have paid 15 or 18. Obviously, like I said, I did pay the 20 because I need to buy it. I'm reviewing it on the channel. But for me, it's not worth 20 quid. Okay then, guys, well that was the sort of pros and cons. Let me know if you agree. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you like about this Lego set. Let me know what you don't like about it. However, now we are going to get onto my rating out of 10. And I'll be honest, it's pretty easy actually, because this is what I like to call a nothing set. You are paying literally for the Morbius minifigure. That is all you're buying, because I tell you now, there's not many people that are going to be super stoked about this set. It is what it is, but for me, I'm going to have to give this Lego set, the first Lego set of 2023 that's been reviewed on the channel, I'm going to give this Lego set a 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10. I do think that's fair, and maybe actually I am being a bit generous. Definitely an argument for 5 could be made, but for me it is a 6 out of 10 just on the Morbius minifigure. But a real, number one, the price point is just ridiculous. It shouldn't be 20 quid. Number two, the minifigure, give me more minifigures, please. And number three, it just doesn't warrant it. There's not enough going on for me to pay £20 for this. I've essentially, like I keep saying, and I will come back to it, and I'm sure a lot of you agree, I've just paid £20 for that Lego Morbius minifigure. So guys, there you have it. That is the end of the review. Can you believe it? I'm so happy to be back reviewing Lego Marvel sets. Honestly, I'm so excited to be doing it. And you can expect all of the new Lego Marvel sets to be advertised, to be reviewed on this channel, as I will be reviewing. The next one I'm doing is the Hulkbuster, so that will be the next video, so definitely stay tuned to that. But I can't express how excited I am to be back reviewing Lego Marvel sets. So guys, get down in the comments, let me know if you agree with what I've said, let me know if you don't agree with what I've said. I'm always happy to interact with you guys in the comments. On top of that, if you wouldn't mind liking and again commenting and subscribing, that would be amazing. If you're watching this and you're not subbed to the channel, maybe click the sub button, but if you don't want to, I totally understand. But yeah guys, I've said it before, I'll say it again, we're back reviewing Lego Marvel and I'm so excited. Also guys, just very quickly, if you would not mind checking out my Instagram and TikTok, they will be linked in the description down below. I am posting daily at the moment on Instagram. I'm trying to do a whole year of posting daily, and it's been going really well so far. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely go and check it out. So guys, there you have it. That is the end of the video, and all that's left to say is thanks so much guys for all the support. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.